Hey, welcome to Soul Whispers Tarot. I'm Karen. I'm here again with another pick a card reading. This reading is Does He or She Miss Me? So we have 4 sets of cards today. Set of cards number 1 is the Aura Quartz Point. Set of cards number 2 is the Cerise Pink Cluster Crystal. Set of cards number 3 is the Amber. And set of cards number 4 is the Blue Cluster Crystal. So I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel and who's written lovely comments that are really supportive. It really is supportive and really helpful to get your feedback, and I really appreciate it. So thank you so much. If you do subscribe, please tap the bell icon and that notifies you every time I release a new reading. So I'll give you a few moments to tune into the energies of the cards. It's okay to pause the video here if you wish, and it's also perfectly fine to be attracted to more than one set of cards. There may be messages for you in both sets of cards. So I'll give you a few moments. Okay, so let's get into the reading. Okay, so this is set of cards number 1, which is the Aura Quartz Point, and you have the Tarot Illuminati, and we also have some messages from the Divine Masculine cards as well. We're also going to look into the charms after I've looked at the cards. Okay, so does he or she miss you? So you have the 9 of Swords, the 4 of Pentacles, the 10 of Wands, Justice in reverse, the 6 of Pentacles, the 3 of Cups in reverse, the Empress in reverse, Judgment, the King of Swords in reverse, and the 8 of Wands. So we also have what's going on. Put those there. I'm scared of losing you. Everything's falling apart. My heart is broken. And I'm in a dark place. So yeah, I was amazed at how many of the messages from the Divine Masculine cards were talking about how much they miss you and how they're in a dark place. So this person does feel as though everything's falling apart between you. Maybe with that injustice card, justice in reverse or injustice. Maybe there was an imbalance of give and take here. Maybe you had to walk away from this person. Because in the Justice card, in the reverse position, there's scales, and then there's the 6 of Pentacles with scales. So I feel as though many of you were very generous with this person, very giving, and they either couldn't reciprocate that because they were weighed down by other circumstances, or it could be emotional wounds where they didn't feel good enough. Or they were just not totally sure about what your connection meant, and so they were confused. Or for some, they were just, taking you for granted in many ways, but now they really are missing you. They're realizing what they have once it's gone, kind of thing, because they have the 9 of Swords, which is sleepless nights. This person's thinking about you all the time, is what I'm feeling. They want to put things right. They want to give back to you everything that you gave to them. They may still be struggling with that. But that's what they're wanting. That's what they're feeling. 4 of Pentacles. To me, this is really saying they're holding on tightly to your connection. This is a card of like possessiveness. So for some of you, you may be entering into other relationships, or you're dating. Not necessarily, but they're really hoping that you'll give them a second chance. They're really holding on to your connection. The reason why they couldn't open up to you is because I feel as though they felt they had obligations elsewhere, or it was a real struggle for them to break down their walls and come out of the tower that they were hiding in. So the tower represents some kind of illusion, or they may not have been honest with themselves. They may have built their life around certain things that weren't serving them, that weren't for their highest good, and they felt like day after day they had to keep putting energy into whatever situation they were in, or if it's to do with their self-esteem, they were carrying around a lot of heavy emotions, a lot of poor self-image going on here, and they didn't know how to let that go. And so there may have been an injustice here. This person couldn't give back to you equally because something else was taking their time, their attention, or they just didn't feel as though they were in a place to be able to give you anything. If they weren't in a place of self-love, they wouldn't have been in alignment with that love vibration to be able to give and receive love in a healthy way. So it's very much burdening this person right now, emotionally, feeling as though that there was some kind of injustice, and they have regrets about that. It's weighing on them heavily, the fear of losing you as well. So 3 of Cups in reverse. So yeah, some of them, there's a third party situation here. It could be that they're already with someone else and they felt like they had to keep going back to the relationship. They felt like they had obligations to keep giving and investing in that relationship in certain ways. Maybe there was financial issues. Some of them may be going through a divorce, or they need to have this divorce, but with justice in reverse, it's a struggle, or the other person's making their life a struggle. Third party situation can also mean that this person was choosing a different circumstance or a different path to the path that leads to you, basically. So that may be socializing too much. It could be a Peter Pan kind of energy, not wanting to grow up. Could have been fears about going inwards and doing the healing work. The Empress in reverse. For some, there may be children involved or an unwanted pregnancy if they're in a third-party situation. But that's only going to be for a few of you. So the Empress in reverse, for most people, I feel this is an energy of them worrying that you're not going to be open and receptive to them anymore. They're worried that maybe you're going out, you're socializing more. They may be worried that you're going to meet someone else that's going to be able to give to you generously, or give to you equally to the amount of work you put into a relationship. They, maybe looking at your social media and seeing you out and about. It's reminding me of that Dua Lipa song, Don't Start Now. But yeah, the Empress in reverse, they're afraid that you've closed up to them. They're afraid that there's going to be no more growth within this connection. You may have been someone who was very supportive, very generous, very considerate and compassionate. And maybe now they see that you're going out, or that you're focusing on other people, or you're focusing on yourself. Judgment. This person has experienced a major epiphany, a wake-up call, basically, because you walked away. They may have been taking you for granted and believing that you would never, abandon them, you'd never walk away. So, again, it's about they're realising what they have once it's gone, kind of thing. I feel like you also had a lot of epiphanies about this, to do with self-worth, self-love, healthy boundaries, and all things like that. They're hoping the universe is going to give them a second chance when it comes to this relationship. They're worried that you being the Empress in reverse, that you've made this harsh judgment or a final judgment of them. They're worried that you've decided to put an end to the connection. King of Swords in reverse. And this is right under the Injustice card. So to me, this is someone who wasn't speaking their truth. They may have been hiding behind masks, hiding behind walls. There may have been some kind of deception in terms of them hiding a really important truth to you. Maybe some of them were hiding that they were with someone else and you found out, or something like that. King of Swords, this is also in the reverse position. It's also someone that's a bit too logical, like they're overthinking things to the point where they're cutting off their intuition. But now they're wanting this 8 of Wands energy. They're wanting communication, rapid movement. They're wanting the reconciliation. They're wanting you to come back together because it's an 8. So they want you to be mirrors of each other. They want the bond to be infinite. But they don't know what's going on right now. That's why they have the 9 of Swords. They're worrying about this. They're like, does she still love me? Is she still going to be here for me? Am I going to be able to have a second chance? What do I need to do? Lots of sleepless nights because they're really, really scared of losing you. So yeah, this person is definitely missing you. Everything's falling apart. That's like their biggest fear. And ironically, I feel like many of them didn't come forward or they didn't step up because they feared that that would somehow rock the boat and they'd be rejected, or you'd realize they couldn't give to you equally, and then that would make your relationship fall apart. But you know, it's ironic because when they haven't stepped up, when they haven't given your connection a chance, that's also made it fall apart. My heart is broken and I'm in a dark place. So yeah, this person's really struggling right now. They're really in a lot of regret. They're really upset. They're really heartbroken. They're kicking themselves. They don't know what to do. They want to reach out, but some of them are struggling. They may have intense fears that you're not going to be receptive to them if they do reach out. So let's look into the charms. Okay. Okay, so I'm immediately noticing it's 2 people outside. So this may be someone who's quite introverted, or they just struggle being their true self. They wear masks and they have walls up to try and protect themselves from other people, from other people's energies. This may be a highly sensitive individual. They pick up on other people's emotions really easily. Intense worries about how people perceive them is what I'm feeling. So I feel this is a major factor into why this person was wearing masks with you and not fully coming forward. They just feared what you'd really think of them. They feared that you would reject them, and so it's like subconsciously they self-sabotaged because, you know, then it's like their decision. They were the ones who didn't choose a relationship, rather than if they invest their heart and you end up leaving them. So yeah, I feel like they've felt very alienated in their life. They felt like an outsider, and they've always felt like an outsider looking in, and that's really translating to me as, well, I'm seeing them watching you on social media. It's like they feel like an outsider And because they believe that they're an outsider, it's almost like it manifests as a block. It manifests as a wedge between you both. Like this person doesn't feel that they're good enough for you. They feel like you're out of their league kind of thing. And that belief is like a literal, like, energetic block, which causes separation. So yeah, I really feel it's just an intense fear of you having a poor image of them, a poor opinion of them. They're very worried about your judgment. Shit happens. So yeah, Tower moments have occurred. They're trying to start a new leaf is what I'm feeling, like that toilet roll wiping the shit away kind of thing. Wanting to make a fresh start. The rainbow. To me, this is saying they want the healing of your relationship. They want the 10 of Cups, because that has the rainbow in it, and that's about the happy relationship. That's about the conclusion as well. They want to have it all with you. They feel very uplifted is what I'm feeling. When it comes to your relationship, a lot of healing energy, warm fuzzy feelings. And they're hoping that the karma has been released, the lessons have been learned, so that you can move forward together into a new cycle. So I really hope this reading has resonated, and I really hope it's been helpful. And if it has, then please like, share and subscribe. It really helps me to grow my channel. And if you do subscribe, please tap the bell icon, and that notifies you every time I release a new reading. So go and check out my other playlists. I've got tons of pick a card readings on there for you to watch and to find out more insights into what's going on within your love life and within your connection. So thank you so much. So this is set of cards number 2, which is the Cerise Pink Cluster Crystal. And you have the Rider-Waite Tarot and the messages from the Divine Masculine cards. So, does this person miss you? This is my favourite deck, the Rider-Waite. So, you have the 2 of Wands, the 6 of Swords, the 2 of Cups in reverse. Why has that suddenly done that? The 5 of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles, the Tower, the Knight of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles, the 5 of Swords in reverse, and the 8 of Cups in reverse. So I'll move these over actually. You also have, what does she think of me? This is true love. You're the one. I don't feel good enough. And does she still love me? So yeah, this person is definitely missing you, is definitely thinking about you all the time. So this person feels there is a sense of separation between you. They're feeling stuck in their current circumstances, whatever those may be, because one of these wands is bolted to this balcony. This is almost like the balcony at the top of the tower. So they're in this tower here, which is representing situations that aren't serving them. It could be a comfort zone. The tower's all about building our life around illusions or things that are false, things that aren't for our highest good, things that are unhealthy for us. And so this person is feeling stuck in that situation. It could be mentally, like they don't feel good enough to be able to move forward and reach out to you at this time. Or they could be in another relationship, or there could be someone opposing your relationship. There could be a physical distance. You could live in separate countries or separate states or something like that. So this person is feeling very restless. This person's feeling very bored and unfulfilled in their current circumstances. And so they're spending so much time daydreaming about you, thinking about being with you. They really wish, because they're holding one of these wands, so that's like the Ace of Wands. They're really wishing that they could create this brand new start and really take action. And I feel like they're planning on how to release themselves from their current circumstances, their current blocks, in order to take up that wand and, you know, go explore. They're holding the globe, so they want to broaden their horizons with you, is what I'm feeling. There's the ocean here, so they're really wanting to like dive into that ocean, and the ocean represents emotions. They feel very uplifted by you and your connection. They feel this sense of excitement, this soul pull, this deep meaning. It feels very enticing to them in a positive way, in a healing way. They feel very drawn to that. And that's what they're wanting. They're wanting to bridge the gap between you, but they're still thinking about this. They're still feeling kind of stuck. They're hoping that your connection can move forward into a brighter future, because there has been obstacles, the water has been choppy. So this is like your connection has been a little bit all over the place sometimes. It may have been an absolute roller coaster of emotions for some of you. But they're trying to steer your connection into calmer waters. They're hoping that you can move out of the fear and into love, because 6 is the number of love. So for some people, some of you, this person has a lot of mental conflict going on, like a poor self-image, because, you know, the law of attraction is always at work. So whatever we believe is what we manifest. So if this person has low self-esteem, if they don't feel worthy of love, if they don't feel like love works out for them, if they feel stuck, then it's like they're manifesting all of those blocks for themselves. But they are really hoping that you're going to give this person a second chance, or that you're going to keep holding out for them and being patient with them as they heal themselves, as they liberate themselves from their current circumstances. So this person is really missing you. They're really missing the harmonious times that you had together. Or what I'm really feeling is there was this like electric kind of energy between you, where it felt exciting, but it also felt deeply healing. It just felt right. And that's like this warm, fuzzy feeling, like the warmth, the comfort, the inner knowing, but also the excitement. And they're really missing that, because you did share times of that. Again, this is saying that this person wants to reach out to you, because it's the man reaching out and touching the woman's cup. But again, in the reverse position, something's preventing that. It could be a lack of inner strength, because the line's in reverse here. But healing is occurring, and the universe is watching over your connection, is what I'm feeling with this line here, with the like angelic wings. And this symbol here that I never remember the name of is all about healing. So this person has regrets. They may feel that there's some kind of separation going on here because they didn't reach out. But this is saying they've always wanted to. They've always daydreamed about that. They've always wanted to take action. They're getting ready to take action, but it could literally be an energetic misalignment. And, you know, you could be mirrors of each other. You may also subconsciously not feel good enough without realizing it. And so, you know, whenever we're not in the alignment of self-love or the love vibration, then we cannot align with another. We cannot give and receive love like fully if we're out of alignment with that within ourselves. And so I feel like that's what's been going on within your connection. This person's really worried that it's a complete ending within your connection, but there's still the opportunity for you to have that Two of Cups in the upright position. The happy, balanced relationship, this person communicating to you how they feel. For some, this is representing that they are going through a difficult time. Maybe some of them, the tower that they feel stuck in is a relationship with someone else. It could be a romantic relationship. It could be something to do with family. They know that basically they have to walk away from something, but they know it's going to really emotionally drain them. It's going to be a difficult transition. They have a lot of fears. They have some regrets. So yeah, again, this is another card about that as well. They know they need to move away from something that they've been stuck in, but it's very difficult for them. It's very scary for them to do that. So some of them, they are like mourning the loss, or they're worried about what's going to happen when they end something with someone, or they end a certain cycle in their life. So they're in this kind of hermit mode. They're in that cloak. They're going inwards. They're kind of isolating themselves because they're trying to think and figure out how to move forward, how to free themselves, how to move towards you. Because in the back of their mind, well, not in the back of the mind, but because I feel like it's in the forefront of their mind, but what I'm trying to say is they're standing close to these Two of Cups, which represents you and them. It represents the relationship with you. They're releasing things so they can turn around and take up that Two of Cups energy with you. But right now, that is why they may be isolated or withdrawn, because they're really just trying to figure things out. They're trying to mourn the loss of something. They're trying to, even when you end a relationship that isn't serving you and isn't serving the other person, in many cases it's like really difficult to end it. It's really emotionally taxing. But yeah, some of them are worried that they've lost the relationship with you, because some of you did walk away, and some of them, they may not fully realize that there's still potential here for you to have this reconciliation. So they're definitely missing you because they're feeling like you left them out in the cold or something like that. Or they're walking away from their stability in their life. They're maybe needing to move home or something like that. And it's just it's bringing up a lot of anxiety for this person. And the Tower. So yeah, they're either ending things with someone else, and it's very, very difficult for them, or they're very, very worried that this Tower moment has happened with you. But a Tower moment is always a blessing in disguise. You may have had some kind of unhealthy dynamic going on with this person, where you kind of were in each other's lives, but there wasn't a full commitment. There may have been some unhealthy compromise in terms of not honouring your own needs and them not honouring their own needs, kind of thing. There may have been too many masks, too many walls up, too many fears. And so, holding on to each other in that kind of dynamic was actually blocking your relationship from developing further, because it was like you were both aligning with the fear rather than fully taking a leap of faith and aligning with the love. And so it's like the universe stepped in and broke down. It appeared to break down your relationship, but for many of you, it was like a temporary separation in order for you to both have epiphanies, for you both to basically realize your self-worth and know that you're lovable and that you deserve the best, and basically face your biggest fears. So you actually work through the fears and release them, so you can embrace the love again, so you can be bold and embrace this connection. So Knight of Pentacles. They feel behind the scenes, this person is working really hard to build themselves up, to be in the right place, to be able to be there for you, be stable, be reliable, be dependable. There may be some financial worries here, and that's blocking them in certain ways, because this is all about poverty, them trying to build themselves up again so that they can be generous, so they can be a good provider. So that could literally be money issues, but not necessarily. It could be to do with how grounded, how stable they feel within themselves in general, how dependable they can be to really be there for you. So this person wants to give back to you everything that you've given to them so generously in the past, and they're working really hard behind the scenes to be able to do that. So they know that they pushed you away in one way or another. And in the reverse position, this is really saying they regret that. They don't want to push you away anymore. They actually want to come forward. They want to express themselves. They don't want you to be confused anymore, because when their inner pain was pushing you away, it left you in a place of confusion. It left you thinking, should I hold on to this person or should I move on? And they're really realizing that now, and they don't want you to feel that way. They want you to give them a second chance. And yeah, the Eight of Cups in reverse. They're hoping that you haven't walked away for good. They're hoping that this Tower moment was a blessing in disguise, like a temporary separation, so that you could both realize a lot more things, see things with hindsight, to be able to clear and heal those things, so that you can come back with much more harmony within yourselves as individuals, and therefore within the relationship as well. What does she think of me? So yeah, this person's really worried, because I do feel you've withdrawn your communication from them. You're basically different from how you were operating within this connection before, and I feel like you're not, chasing this connection so much, or you're not trying to put all your eggs in this basket, so to speak. You are focusing much more on yourself, and that's led to this person having epiphanies as well, which is really good. The epiphany is that this is true love. I mean, if you were chasing this person, they may have been, that may have been triggering their fear, because it was like they felt like they were being rushed into making some kind of decision, rushed into breaking down their own tower, breaking free of their own comfort zone. And I feel like that just led to more overthinking and worries. But now you've backed off, it's like they're not feeling so much pressure. It's like before they felt pushed into things, but now you've pulled away. It's like they're feeling pulled, they're feeling inspired into this change. They're feeling that magnetic pull, and I feel like that's what's making them actually make change. Because yeah, they're realizing now that this is true love and that you're the one, so they don't want to lose you. Does she still love me? And yeah, the whole problem has been, I don't feel good enough. And it doesn't necessarily just mean this other person felt that way. It could have been both of you. So let's look into the charms for further insights. Okay, so I'm noticing 2 shells. There's only 2 shells, I believe, in my charms, and they've both come out. Coming out of the shell. It's like a clam shell. This person's clammed up. I feel like that is probably the overall issue. But again, it could be mirrored on both sides. The issue of fears about opening up. Fears of expressing self, fears of being open and vulnerable, fears of allowing awakening to occur, ascension to occur, because there's amethyst in here, which is the crown chakra, and also it can be the third eye. So fears of following the intuition, like this person feels as though the rug's going to be pulled out from beneath them if they follow intuition. They don't yet fully believe in their intuition. They feel like intuition is unstable. And so this person has a tendency to overthink things. But regardless, this person is very intuitive, the black cat. They need to trust that more. They need to trust the inner guidance that they are receiving. Trust their heart. Plant lady. So this may be very significant for some of you. With this one, I'm noticing the green and the pink, which is the heart chakra. It's all about healing. It's all about growth. It's really interesting. The Knight of Pentacles, you know, he plants the seeds, just like the plant lady, the reference here, planting the seeds. I feel like the work, the effort, the healing you've put into yourself and the connection is really starting to make your connection grow. The work that you've done on yourself, this person is reflecting within themselves as well. They're starting to heal a lot more, and it's to do with knowing their worth. And their final message to you is, I love you. So yeah, this person is definitely missing you. They think that you're the one. They know that this is true love. They love you. They're trying to work on opening up and trusting their intuition, trusting this path. So I really hope this reading has been helpful and that it's resonated with you. And if it has, then please like, share and subscribe. It really helps me to grow my channel. And if you do subscribe, please tap the bell icon, and that notifies you every time I release a new reading. And please check out my other readings. I have a few playlists with lots of pick a card readings that can offer you a lot of insights into what's going on within your connection and how this person feels. So go check those out. Thank you so much. So this is set of cards number 3, which is the Amber. And you have the Morgan Greer Tarot and the messages from the Divine Masculine cards. And we're also going to be looking into the charms as well. So I'm really loving this Morgan Greer deck. It's so vibrant. I just feel like I connect with the energies really well. So, is this person missing you? There's the Tower in reverse. The Chariot. The Queen of Cups. The King of Cups. The Five of Cups. The Moon. The Two of Wands. The Page of Swords. The Knight of Wands. And the Four of Wands. There's, I'm praying to God. Do I have what it takes? Honesty is important. I feel you. And I'm here for you. So yeah, this person is definitely missing you, especially with this Five of Cups and the Tower. They're fearing that there's been some kind of breakdown and that there's not going to be a reconciliation. They're still holding out for hope with that Two of Cups still standing upright, which represents the Two of Cups card, the happy, balanced relationship. They're hoping there's still a chance that that's going to happen with you. But there has been some kind of Tower moment. Or for some of you, there may not have been just yet, but The Tower in reverse is saying to me that this person is holding on to you codependently, like they feel this comfort zone within your connection. They feel a comfort zone in you always being there for them. They feel very supported by that. They feel like they're getting the love, the validation, the approval. It is helping to heal their inner child, but I feel like this person's holding on too tightly. And it's like they're using you as a crutch in their life in order to feel self-esteem. Basically, they're basing their sense of self-worth on you always being there for them, you always loving them, you always being kind and nurturing and giving and supportive and inspirational. You know, they're relying on that too much because I feel as though they don't have the self-esteem within themselves. And so for some of you, this could be a mirror, like you're both looking to each other too much for that love and that approval, basically looking outside of self. And so the universe is really wanting you both to really create true self-esteem by loving yourselves more and knowing that your worth is never dependent upon what this other person or anyone else does or doesn't do, or their opinion of you, whether they commit to you or not. No one has that authority. No one outside of yourself has the authority to determine whether you are lovable enough, whether you are good enough, you know? So I feel like there's an energy of that's been going on within your connection, a dynamic where there may be too much codependency. And so for some of you, the universe has stepped in and it has created some kind of Tower moment, or it may do, but it's a blessing in disguise. Some of you, you know, you may have felt as though the relationship's fully over. You may have felt like you had to walk away from this person. But it's, you know, breaking away from that unhealthy dynamic, needing time and space for healing so you can return to each other in a much more self-loving place. Because we can only give and truly receive love when we're fully aligned with that within. And I feel like that was the whole problem. Like neither of you were fully aligned with that self-love or the love vibration within yourself. You didn't have that inner union, and so it was manifesting as blocks to your union with this person. And so this person has major fears still of losing you. They want to rush forward towards you. They see you as their soulmate or their twin flame. They see you as their counterpart because there's the Queen and the King of Cups right next to each other. But it's interesting that they're facing away from each other. So yeah, to me, again, that is representing some kind of disconnection at this time. But it's a blessing in disguise. The Tower is all about breaking down illusions, or you may have built this connection on some things that were ultimately blocking you both in the long run, i.e. that codependency and the fears. So the temporary separation is to break free of those, heal and release those things. And I feel the Tower moment happened because both of you may have been trying to rush into some kind of union. For some of you, it may have appeared that this person was holding back a lot. But it's like, I feel like deep down you're both kind of wanting to rush into the relationship because of a lack of understanding about needing to have the self-love. It's like neither of you fully realized how much you were depending on the other person to feel good about yourselves. So yeah, trying to rush into the union, you know, trying to look for that love outside of self. And, you know, subconsciously that's like trying to cut corners, even if you didn't fully realize it. That's what led to a Tower moment. Because you couldn't unite under those ego-like circumstances. You know, the ego is the part of us that wants the love and the approval from outside of ourselves. So the union could not occur as long as you are both in that ego kind of vibration. So the moon, yeah, it's really brought up the deepest fears. They're really missing you, but some of them, you know, at the same time realize that this has happened for a reason. It has happened for you both to go inwards, face your own fears, because you've both come out of your individual towers now. Because the tower, I do feel like both of you were in your comfort zones without fully realizing it. So now you've come out of the tower because they were broken down, and you've been forced to go inwards, and it's created a lot of epiphanies, a lot of awakening. You've realized a lot of things, and a lot of you've realized things to do with how you didn't have self-worth, or how you didn't have healthy boundaries in the past, and how you need to have those things for yourself, because that encompasses the whole self-love thing and putting yourself first. I feel like in the past you may have been disregarding your own needs and just trying to give and give and give in order to try and convince this person to give back to you equally. So this person, they're daydreaming about you, they're thinking about you from afar is what I'm feeling. And there may be a physical separation, there may be like a physical distance, like you live in different countries or something like that. There's still an energy of still kind of being stuck or aligned more with the fear. There's still this process going on of releasing the fears, facing the fears, healing, all of that, and therefore opening your hearts more, aligning with more love to be able to align with each other. So it's still an ongoing process. This person, they want to reach out to you, they want to express their truth, they want a new beginning with you, they want you to come back together, they want this union, and they want to create like a tower together, but in a more positive kind of way. In terms of they're wanting stability within the connection, but in a healthy way, healthy stability, which is from you both having stability within yourselves as individuals. So they want to fight for this connection. In the traditional tarot, the Page of Swords he's got the sword and his torso on one foot facing forwards, but then he's looking back over his shoulder, and the other foot is like facing backwards in the past. So again, this is a transition energy to me, where this person is slowly moving forward into more healing, but there's still an energy of the past that means this person isn't fully free to come forward right now. But yeah, Knight of Wands, they have a lot of passion. They want to take action. Spirit wants you to know that they always wanted to take action. They always wanted to be that chariot and race forward. But it's more about that energetic dynamic. You know, we cannot force, we cannot bend our will around the law of attraction. Whatever vibration we are in is what we manifest, is what we align with. And we can't get round that. We can't cut corners. And so it was more about that rather than this person not wanting to be with you, because they always have wanted that. I'm praying to God. So yeah, they're really worried about your connection not coming back together. Because look, it's really interesting. There's this tower here as well. And that looks kind of broken down and overgrown. So that was like the past, the situation you'd both outgrown, that unhealthy dynamic that you had with each other. And that's a good thing. It feels like you've completely separated maybe for some of you, but really it's just releasing the things that weren't serving so that in the future you can align in a much more harmonious way. Do I have what it takes? So yeah. They want to move forward, they want to express their truth, they want movement, they want to take action. But like I said, there's still this transition going on. So there's still some of the energy rooted in the past, in the fears, in the misalignment, Honesty is important. So yeah, this person may have had difficulties expressing their emotions. Some of you may have found out something that they'd hidden from you. And they hid it from you because they didn't want to lose you. But it was something that they had to go through to learn karma from. But they felt that if they were honest with you about it, then you would definitely leave them. So I feel you. This is my telepathic card. This person feels your emotions. This person can pick up on your thoughts and what you're going through. And they feel a lot of comfort in knowing what your feelings are and that you can feel them as well. I'm here for you. So they want you to know that they are still waiting for you. They haven't given up on the connection. They still want the reconciliation. So let's look into the charms. So yeah, I'm immediately noticing this bead here, and to me this represents the throat chakra because it's blue. There's been issues and blocks when it comes to communicating your needs. For some of you watching this person having difficulty communicating their true emotions to you. But that's what's healing right now. Oops. So then there's this one. It always reminds me of the Rumi card called the Celestial Rose of Ma. And it talks about in order to get to the rose, in order to get to the love, in order to get to the union, basically, you've got to go through the thorns. You've got to go through the difficult times, the painful, triggering, the healing lessons, basically. There's a lot of wisdom that's occurred since the Tower moment. A lot of awakening, epiphanies, seeing things that you couldn't see before because you were focusing too much on each other and the physical relationship and trying to get the physical relationship off the ground, that neither of you could fully see the inner healing that still needed to happen. So that's a really strong message because there's 2 owls here as well. Wisdom. We have I love you. So yeah, they definitely miss you because they truly love you. They're feeling a lot of sorrow with this umbrella here. To me, the umbrella, represents, what's the word? Crying. Because of the rain is like the tears. Sheltering from the storm. They feel like a storm has occurred. But the bow on here is saying that they feel a lot of sadness. Because they feel that your bond is eternal, and therefore some of them may regret some of their actions because they feel like the connection is eternal and they can't take back what they've done or what's happened. So your connection is moving into a much more positive cycle. They're hoping that they have a second chance, like they're crossing their fingers, they're praying to God, they're hoping for some good luck here. So the snowflake, this may be signifying that a few things, like for some of you, you or this person could live somewhere where there's snow. This is saying that they see you as unique, like no one can ever match how they feel about you. No one can ever replace you. They may be worrying that they had this chance, but just like the snowflake, they're worried that it's melted away and that they'll never have this chance again. They feel that you are the key to opening their heart because you share a deep spiritual connection which provides a lot of transformation. Transformation is occurring You've both been in like the chrysalis or the cocoon kind of stage, and it's a struggle for the butterfly to free themselves, but it's that struggle which strengthens them. This reminds me of the Soulmates card from the True Love reading cards, because it shows two butterfly, like humans with butterfly wings, or angels with butterfly wings, and they have risen up, they've ascended out of the cocoon, and now they're embracing each other. And yeah, the plane, to me this is saying that some of you, there's definitely a physical distance here, different countries, different states, or something like that. So I really hope this reading has been helpful and that it's resonated with you. And if it has, then please like, share and subscribe. It really helps me to grow my channel. And if you do subscribe, please tap the bell icon, and that will notify you every time I release a new reading. And please check out my other readings. I've got a few playlists, and I've got lots and lots of readings on there that can help give you insights into what's going on within this connection and how this person feels. So thank you so much. So this is set of cards number 4, which is the blue cluster crystal. And you have the Gilded Tarot, and also some of the messages from the Divine Masculine cards. And I'm also going to look into the charms as well. Okay, so is this person missing you right now? They have the 4 of Cups, the Knight of Swords in reverse, the 10 of Swords, the Devil, the Tower, the 5 of Cups, the Hermit, the 9 of Swords, the 6 of Cups, and the 10 of Cups. Let's make a fresh start. This situation is busting my ass. This karmic situation is busting my ass, sorry. Let's cuddle. Let's get married. And this is the real me. Okay, so I definitely feel this person is missing you. There's the 5 of Cups here, which is mourning the loss of some kind of dynamic. There has been some kind of ending within your connection, but I do feel it's an ending so that a new beginning can occur within your connection. Because there's been the Tower moment, the 4 of Cups, where they feel like they've missed out on an opportunity. There has been an ending with the 10 of Swords, and let's make a fresh start. So this person is definitely missing you. They feel like they missed out on an opportunity in the past, but now it's like they're focusing on that cup. They're really looking at the cup. They're hoping that you're going to give them a second chance. They're hoping that you're going to come back to them and give to them so they can really receive what you have to offer. I feel like you were offering them a new beginning, a relationship, and they didn't know how to take that cup, or they were focusing on other things, and so they were not in a place to be able to receive this new beginning in love. But now they're focusing much more on that. They're still not taking this opportunity. I feel like they're still not taking action right now. But, you know, instead of focusing on other things, they're now focusing much more on you. Like, you've really got their attention now, is what I'm feeling. So they're thinking about you all the time. And I do feel it is because of this Knight of Swords in reverse. I feel like this person didn't fight for your connection in the past. I feel like this person may have been passive, or there may have just been drama going on in their life. And therefore that was taking up a lot of their time and energy. This could be that they were wearing masks and trying to impress other people, like impress their friends or anyone that was around them, through, you know, putting on a pretense basically, and your connection was really calling them to be authentic, really calling them to step out of their comfort zone. But that felt very threatening to them because they have got all this armor on, and even, you know, the horse is fully disguised, the sword and the shield. This person may have had control issues. I'm noticing this owl here is like soul, like spirit guides trying to communicate to this person, but I feel like this person just had a point to prove, or they got wrapped up in terms of wearing some kind of mask and playing some kind of role in their life, and it was like feeding their ego. It wasn't really that this person was seeking love and validation and approval outside of themselves, because they didn't have the self-esteem within themselves. They didn't know how to love themselves. So I feel like this person was trying to just be impressive to other people to try and have that self-esteem, but it wasn't true. It was just feeding the ego, because self-esteem is, you know, comes from self, and finding that from the outside is often, you know, not always, but is often about the ego. And so this person was too wrapped up in that, and didn't know how to release that in order to take up your connection. Basically, your connection was challenging this person to be honest with themselves, and that meant releasing this sort of false pedestal that they felt that they were on in their life in some kind of way. It may have even been with you. They may have been trying to impress you by being someone who they're not, and coming closer to you, they knew that they'd have to reveal their true self. But that may have meant, you know, the ego would lose out on how it was being fed by you looking up to this person in some kind of way. So 10 of Swords, I feel like that's literally saying this person fell off the horse. Like, they've fallen from grace. They fell off the pedestal because they were too busy, like, just looking and sitting back and being passive about what you were offering, and they weren't actively receiving or giving back equally. They were too busy running around trying to look good, and so I feel a lot of you walked away and they felt it was a really painful ending. They may have felt betrayed in terms of their ego thought that you would always be there, giving that cup of love to them. So this person is definitely missing you. They are missing the love and the time and the attention you were giving them. But I feel like this person has had an epiphany. They're realizing that they were stuck in the devil energy, which is all about illusions, all about codependency. They realize, and that's what the Tower is about as well. It's about the ego identity. They realize now that they were holding on to you because you were like feeding their ego on the outside, but they're realizing that it wasn't really healing them in terms of them having self-esteem. So this person's feeling pretty foolish is what I'm picking up on. Like, they thought that you couldn't see beyond their masks because they were in a lot of self-denial as well. They were really like believing that that's who they were, the ways in which they felt like they were impressing you or impressing other people. Like, they really began to believe that about themselves. And then it all came crashing down and they realized it was ego. They realized that a lot of it was an illusion, and they felt foolish. And so they missed all that time and attention and love that you were giving them. But now it's like they're really appreciating it on a much deeper level, on a truer kind of level, rather than the ego just feeling boosted by it. They're realizing genuinely how kind, compassionate and considerate you were, and they're realizing how they took that for granted, and they're having regrets. Yeah, this person, they were trying to make out that they were much more confident than what they really were, is what I'm feeling. And that may have been why they were keeping you at a distance as well, because they felt like if you got too close to them, then you would see that really beneath all that armor, they're an emotional wreck. And they felt like that would break the spell. You'd see them as weak or something like that, and you'd be really turned off and reject them. So their fears, this could have been a mirror between you both. Like, you both may have had this tendency to wear masks and looking for love from the other and approval from the other rather than having it from within. Because the devil is about this deep bond that you have with each other, but it's like fears as well. Fears playing out, creating blocks, being, tethered to the fears. And that codependency is what led to the Tower moment. Like, you may have had an unhealthy dynamic going on here, where you both wanted to be together, but you're both holding on tightly to your masks, or the walls that you had up around each other, around yourselves when it came to each other. So the universe stepped in and broke down the illusions, basically, broke down the ego, broke down everything that was, in the long run, blocking you both from the self-union and union with each other. And so this person is fearing that it's like a complete breakdown of the connection. They're hoping and they're holding out for another opportunity, a second chance, but they are very worried. When you walked away, I feel like they felt like they were forced into this hermit energy. It made them really go inwards. This person was so worried about how they were appearing. They were worried about their outward appearance, that it was blocking them from looking inwards. And that may be the same for you as well. And so the Tower moment forced you both to look inwards, shining the light on the illusions and the blocks. This person's feeling quite lonely and isolated, but they are seeing the blessing in disguise. They are seeing the lesson. They're not taking things for granted. They've matured, basically, since this has occurred. But they are having sleepless nights. They are thinking about you all the time because they feel that you are their soulmate with that Six of Cups. And they're feeling foolish for having just played around with that, or taken it for granted, or not being able to see clearly how to really honor your connection. And they're really wanting the Ten of Cups as well. They're wanting the conclusion to be that you have this reconciliation, that you end up together, that you have this relationship together, because they see you as the one for them. They see you as their dream come true. This is about healing of the inner children. It's about this person reaching out to you as well. Let's make a fresh start. That's what they want. A new beginning. Because the karma that you've experienced within your connection has really been intense for this person. It's really causing a lot of emotional pain, but I feel like they do realise that it's a blessing in disguise. Some of them, they may feel like it's karma has come back to bite them in the arse, kind of thing. But it is all for a good reason. That's what I'm feeling. Let's cuddle. So this person's missing having physical affection, or they're wanting that with you right now. Let's get married. So some of them, they really are wanting the reconciliation. They really are wanting the happy family, the marriage, the children. This is the real me. And they know in order to achieve that they have to be their true self. And this person's in the transition phase of that. They're in the healing stages where they are breaking down the ego so that they become their true, authentic selves. So let's look into the charms. So I was trying to like drop that because it was on my finger in a weird kind of way, but it wouldn't let me drop it. And it's the I love you one. So this person's holding on. They really love you and they want you to know that. So the two swans. This is about, you know, how swans mate for life. This is the commitment they want. They want to be with you. They want the harmony within the relationship, the equal give and take. They want the real deal. Yeah, the crown chakra has opened. This is all about the soul wisdom, the epiphanies, the awakenings. The Tower moment, I feel, is like the key that's unlocked this wisdom. Yeah, look, wisdom. This person's learning a lot from going inwards now with that hermit energy. Where was it? Was it? Yeah, here. On this Knight of Swords, when they were running around trying to be something they're not and trying to create shortcuts and find like ego boost rather than finding the self-esteem from within, there was that owl there, like soul family or their own inner guidance, their own higher self was trying to communicate with them, but they weren't listening. But now they are. The message has got through. It's penetrated the tower. And there's the heart bead here as well. With, to me that looks like rose in it, a rose. So the heart awakening. The shell. So coming out of their shell. The need to express their truth. Yeah, they were clammed up in the past, but now they're much more open. And I'm saying that because I have another clamshell charm where it's the two sides of the shell, like it's a locket, and which is closed up. So to me, this is like saying they're opening up, coming out of their shell. This one here, the cross with the rose, always reminds me of the Rumi card called the Celestial Rose of Ma. And it basically talks about in order to get to the rose, in order to get to the love, in order to get to the union, you've got to go through the thorns, you've got to go through the lessons, you've got to go through the triggering and the healing path in order to get there. And it's not easy. It's going to be painful at times. This person wants to speak their truth. They also, like, they're fantasizing about that affection, physical touch, kissing you, or things like that. So I really hope that this reading has been helpful and that it's resonated with you. And if it has, then please like, share and subscribe. It really helps me to grow my channel. And if you do subscribe, please tap the bell icon and that will notify you every time I release a new reading. And please check out my playlists. I have tons of pick a card readings on there that can really help you to understand what's going on within your connection and how this person is feeling. So go check those out. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.